Welcome to Let's Get On With It Fallout 2, part of the Rewarding the Rewarders opportunity I offered last year. This series was brought to you by TinyShopkeeper, and I am not playing it blind. I'm more familiar with the first Fallout, but the games are similar and I've been through this story before. I used to borrow Fallout 2 from a friend, that's how I played it, but I never enjoyed it quite like the first one. Now I have a copy of my own from Good Old Games. Huzzah. I've been putting the series off until the end of the list because of PlumpHelmetPunk's still ongoing playthrough of this game. I was hoping he'd be finished by now, but he's run into some real-life issues. Nothing I can do about that. I'll link you to his current ongoing series. He plays at a ponderous pace, and I think I'll be anything but ponderous here. Sort of add some diversity to the internet. Woo. Before we get started, let's watch the intro, although I'll be skipping the first part of it. Copyright music, content ID match, issuing disputes, blah blah. More annoying than it's worth to me. No.
War. War never changes. The end of the world occurred pretty much as we had predicted. Too many humans, not enough space or resources to go around. The details are trivial and pointless. The reasons, as always, purely human ones. The Earth was nearly wiped clean of life. A great cleansing, an atomic spark struck by human hands, quickly raged out of control. Spears of nuclear fire rained from the skies. Continents were swallowed in flames and fell beneath the boiling oceans. Humanity was almost extinguished, their spirits becoming part of the background radiation that blanketed the Earth. A quiet darkness fell across the planet, lasting many years. Few survived the devastation. Some had been fortunate enough to reach safety, taking shelter in great underground vaults. When the great darkness passed, these vaults opened, and their inhabitants emerged to begin their lives again. One of the northern tribes claims they are descended from one such vault. They call it their founder's ancestor, one known as the Vault Dweller, one saved the world from a great evil. According to their legend, this evil arose in the forest valley. It corrupted all it touched, twisting them inside, and turning them into beasts. Only through the bravery of this Vault Dweller was the evil destroyed. But in so doing, he lost many of his friends and suffered greatly, sacrificing much of himself to save the world. When at last he returned to the home he had fought so hard to protect, he was cast out, exiled. In confronting that which they feared, he had become something else in their eyes, and no longer their champion. Forsaken by his people, he strode into the wasteland. He traveled far to the north, until he came to the Great Canyons. There he founded a small village, Arroyo, where he lived out the rest of his years. And so, for a generation since its founding, Arroyo has lived in peace, its canyons sheltering it from the outside world. It is home. Your home. But the scars left by the war have not yet healed, and the Earth has not forgotten.
Alright, that doesn't really give us a hook into what our character is going to be doing. That appears after character generation. Let's go ahead and click on New Game. You have 3 different types of characters to choose from, should you so wish, but I will be choosing Create Character myself. Now, rather than do some sort of crazy, nearly optimizational build for how I had the original Fallout with my statistics parsed the way I like them, we're going to do some sort of suboptimal craziness. Grimith will be my name, age 25 is sufficient, and I am of the male gender. Let's go ahead and get started. I am a gifted individual in real life. I've never been one who relied on skill, instead using natural talent to coast. That has resulted in some unfortunate circumstances. However, I think it's been safely proven, I am not a lucky individual in video games. At all. I'm going to have bad luck, and I'm going to have to find a way to get over that. So, no criticaling for me. Critical hits for me. Things happen. Now, nah. I think I'm gonna go with my old favorite here, Fast Shot. This allows attacks to cost 1 less action point for guns and... oh, only guns and thrown weapons. Whoa now, slow down here. No. Bloody mess. There we go, that's a safe one. I always see the worst way a person can die. I'm not that lucky, so sometimes things have to be that way. I'm gonna go ahead and pick unarmed as one of my tagged skills. As for my other tags, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Go ahead and max out agility. What is unarmed all based on? Right, we have some strength involved as well. I think my character will be a strong individual. I'm gonna go ahead and max it out. I know. I told you guys. Suboptimal. Am I terrifying you? Oh yes. A maxed out strength. To hell with your power armor. And... well, maybe not. Let's go with some hefty endurance here. Go for an endurance of 8. And we'll go with an intelligence of 7. Yeah, I think that looks right. That looks like my kind of character right there. I can get along with that. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of perceptive things. But it always helps to have a nice amount of perception. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the game, we have our special character attributes. We have a certain amount of said character points that we can use to allocate to them and spend them, and they change your values over here along this column, as well as changing your skills. Skills are the means by which you interact with the game. You can tag up to 3 of them at the beginning. Each tag skill gains plus 20% and increases twice as fast. You have to pick 3. These traits down here are optional. I've chosen to pick Gifted, which increases all my primary statistics by 1, but I lose some skills as a result, due to the fact that I've relied on my natural talent rather than honing my skills. And Bloody Mess is a safe one, I guess you could say. By some strange twist of fate, people around you die violently. You always see the worst way a person can die. I don't much care for any of the others. Fast metabolism, no. Bruiser, no. Small frame, no. One-hander, nah. Finesse, that's not for me. Kamikaze, good joke. Heavy-handed, no way. Now, you rarely cause a good critical, but you always deal more melee damage. Nah. Not a very heavy-handed individual. Fast shot, I very much enjoy that. But I won't be using it here. Jinxed, I have 2 luck. I can't survive this. Good-natured, nope. Chem reliant, nope. Chem resistant, I'm going to try to stay away from chemicals. Sex appeal, I was thinking about as some sort of joke thing. Nah. And skilled, no. Gaining perks every 4 levels instead of every 3. Think of them as feats from, say, Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. So, there's that. There, we had a good talk, everyone. Now for my other 2 tags, I don't know what I want to tag after that. Do I care about sneaking in this game? Definitely not a gambler. My skill levels are horrible. As it turns out, being a tribal, growing up in the little village of Arroyo, which apparently we've decided to forget about everything we learned and studied in the vault, because the vault dweller decided that none of that shit mattered. I do not think this was an intellectual choice, a wise one rather, but it was made all the same. So now we have to live with those consequences. We're gonna get involved with the world anyway. Probably do some lockpicking in this game. As for stealing, that could happen. Go with speech. Unarmed lockpick and speech. Interesting, Grimith. Really? 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 Lockpick? Lockpick? I gonna be doing a lot of luck? I might. Yeah, sure. we'll stick with it. So, how I was basically in the village until the ripe age of 25 is I crushed a bunch of geckos in the palms of my hand. Whenever Aunt Morlis locked herself out of her tent flap, I solved that issue. And I tried to convince people that I knew what the fuck I was doing, lock-picking a tent flap. I like it. Let's get started.
Come in, Chosen One. There are things you must know. The village is dying. The signs are everywhere. Withering crops. Dying Brahmin. Sick children. There is hope, however. A slim hope that few know of. The old discs speak of an item called the Garden of Eden Creation Kit. It is said it can bring life to the wasteland. This will be your quest, if you prove yourself worthy. For that proof, you must first journey to the Temple of Trials. If you survive, come back to me. We will talk more. Our life is in your hands, Chosen One. Prove yourself. Find the Gek. Be our salvation.
I'm glad I'm the chosen one before I even go through the Temple of Trials. Fantastic. So, I've given you a basic explanation of game mechanics. For those who are unfamiliar, here's your skill decks. My Doctor skill is amazing. So amazing, I don't think I've ever seen that before, where it flashes up as a red number. That's awesome. So, we have a karma score, we have reputation that we'll be collecting in a varying amount of locations. We haven't killed anyone yet. We'll fix that. Overlay interface. Map. We don't have a Pip-Boy yet. We'll be getting one. So, by the way, that person we saw there in cinematics, that's the village elder. I'm pretty sure canonically she's mom. She's our mom. And she's the daughter of the Vault Dweller, which makes him our grandfather. Or grandmother, depending on how you chose to play Fallout 1. This here is an individual who says that we cannot pass until we take the test. I don't care enough about him one way or the other. Clint, a fellow tribesman. Well, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Change my preferences, make sure everything is set the way I want it to. Always run. Combat speed. That'll be fine for now, I think. There we go. Okay. Area 1. You are in a dark, musty temple. The shadows seem to play tricks with your eyes, and you can hear the faint sound of movement. Giant ants. Great. They came from the desert. Welp, we have fisticuff powers. It's time for us to utilize those. I don't exactly plan on being very sneaky, so let's go ahead and trigger them. And see what I can do here. Now I have a strong punch, I can target it. And if I switch over here, I have a strong kick that I can also target. But I won't be doing any of that targeting nonsense, at least not right now. I don't think. Well, maybe. Nah, my percentage chances aren't that good. Let's go ahead and punch. Ah. Now I've lost my frame, so we can all stare at that in horror and shame. Okay. Well, good news, everyone. Due to the sequence and how initiative works, I get another turn. So here's your chance to redeem yourself. There you go. Giant ant was hit for 7 hit points and was killed. This is a good day. A great victory for science. A horrible defeat for my frame rate. This is not a good sign, the fact that it has vanished on me so immediately. I tell you what, I'll fix this. Alright everyone, I'd like to introduce you to my air conditioner. He'll be my constant companion throughout the summer, which is when this series is taking place. Anyway, I want to actually trigger the ant first, so that he gets the first turn in initiative, so that, because I act faster, I'll get 2 turns in initiative. So, Mr. Ant, if you would please, thank you. Hooray! We didn't need all those turns, but just in case. Now, rather than goof around, we're going to complete this Temple of Trials as soon as possible. The reason for that being that apparently our village is dying and we're in a hurry. We don't have time. Go ahead and pick this lock. How did I know the door was locked? I may have played this game before. And rush on in. Now we have ourselves an interesting situation here, where we have raised plates, noting the location of traps. I could disarm the traps. Collect a little bit of experience. I don't care enough to do so. So I won't. Now, you're pretty capable of spotting these raised plates. Even with I don't know what the minimum perception is. Maybe 4, perhaps 5, maybe it has to be 6 like I have. I have 6, right? Yep, I have 6. All the same, it's immaterial. What's really important is ignoring these raised plates, rather than disarming them. Heaven forbid, another person have to go in and fix what we ruined. Let's just keep progressing. A great chasm there. Hello, how's it going? You wish to throw down with me? Very well, I can throw down. I mean, I am an unarmed combat specialist with my incredibly high strength. So as it turns out, I am in fact the right person for this job. I'm far more capable of passing through the Temple of Trials than, say, someone who's been made to be, like, say, a pacifist. Or a gun specialist. It's my thing. Prizes in here? Yes, we have the dynamite. Or rather, the plastic explosives. Don't ask me why. We have to use plastic explosives to get through the next area of the Temple of Trials. I don't think it's a good idea either. This metal door, though, we can't destroy it any other way. It's impenetrable. Yeah. Maybe they have a contractor who comes and rebuilds the door after every time someone goes to the Temple of Trials. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm gonna blow myself up, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and 1 minute and just drop it. I didn't need to put it in that slot at all. Suppose I should have set the time for lower. So, how y'all doing? How are the kids? Welcome to Fallout 2. The second Fallout. The second coming of Fallout. We learn more about the backstory of the game. We explore in greater detail this whole vault thing, and why the vaults were really made, and who's responsible for them, and insert tons of story spoilers here. My character is confused by all of this, because he's just a simple tribal. Now, due to my inept handling, the explosive detonated prematurely. Things happen. Oh! I accidentally triggered a trap plate there. That was a dick move, game. And I completely forgot about it. It was that awesome. Well, you got to see me dodge a trap, and we'll call that a victory for me. Hooray! Alright, triggered you as well. Good. Maybe not good. I'll hold my ground. I was brave, everyone. And for my bravery, I've been rewarded victory. This is a good day for me. I don't think there's anything in the chest. I think our stuff goes in there after we deal with our friend. Oh, by the way, we have a spear. I have no interest in this spear. We could throw it, range of 2. I use my fists. Perhaps my nickname is Skull Punch. All the same, go ahead and save. This will be a common theme. Saving the game. Greetings, Grimith. I have the honor of being your final challenge. To continue in your quest, you must defeat me in unarmed combat. Shall we begin? Sure, let's party. Uh, uh, did I stutter? I'm ready. Excellent. Your coat will be kept in the trunk outside of the room. You can get after the fight. Let the fight begin. Good luck to you, Grimith. I'll let you take the first turn. Alright. He had the first turn, everyone. And I gave him a chance. You see a young man with bulging muscles and a very confident air about him. Well, he has every reason to be confident, I'm sure. I've saved one action point to step away. I expose my back to you. I needed a massage there. Let's be more intelligent with the action points now, Grimith. Let's switch to a kick. Good job. You defeated me. You're a worthy chosen one. I now flee in terror from your incredible might. Indeed. Now there are a few ways of bypassing him. I chose to do the way that my character was built to do. Let's get my fabled spear, 'cause heaven knows I need that. There's some healing powder, some stuff in here. We don't need to mess with that. Just go ahead and continue. If by some chance you're not familiar with the original Fallout at all, came from Vault 13, that was his jumpsuit, these people sort of worship him, it's kind of a big deal. So, how about that, Elder? What do you think? How do you look? How do you look, Mom? The Elder is just that old, older than you can remember. Still, she has the strength and fire to lead the village through these hard times. Fantastic.
Congratulations, Chosen One. You have survived the Temple of Trials. Are you ready for your quest?
Of course.
Then take this flask. It is from the Holy Vault 13. Vic, a trader in Klamath, brought it to us. He may know where the vault is. You may also need some of what they call money. Here.
Mother was rather religious, and she also had a penchant of being pedantic. I've studied hollow discs as well. I really don't know why she chooses to worship Vault 13 or the jumpsuit, but she's still family, and that's a thing. Is there more that you can tell me?
What do you need?
Well, tell me more about this crazy Gek.
It is a holy artifact. The Garden of Eden creation kit. The discs promise it will make our lands green and our village prosperous. It will save us. More, I do not know.
Mom, this sounds like a pipe dream. Just want you to know.
What do you need?
Oh, how do I get to Klamath?
Klamath is to the east.
That really doesn't tell me how I get there. That tells me where it's located, Mom. Don't look at me like that. You know what, never mind.
What do you need?
I don't suppose you happen to know where Vault 13 is, do you? That'd be convenient.
The Holy 13? I cannot help you. Only the Vault Dweller knew. His tales have the sound of a perilous journey.
Fantastic, Mom. Goodbye.
Find Vic in Klamath. We are counting on you.
I think this is a horrible life decision, but who am I to judge? I'm probably gonna need whatever in this chest, by the way, just so you know. I'll be taking your healing powder and your knife. They will serve me well. Also, you see your nephew, Fergus, crying out something as usual. Wah, the well needs fixing. Well, I'll see what I can do, Fergus. But I have to save the world. By the world, I mean our village. Let's go ahead and pull out repair. 1%. Yes! I think that's forced to guarantee to succeed no matter what, so always a good moment. Well, how about that? Now, before we leave, we need to visit our good friendly man here who has a symbol and a skull pile. And that is Hakunin, the village shaman. He appraises us with his crazy eyes from somewhere in the world only he inhabits. Shaman?
Greetings, chosen. Why does the earth before me warm to the touch of your passing?
I'm heading out. I was hoping just this once you'd talk like a real person.
Please reveal to clouded eyes the purpose of your passage.
I'm heading out. I was hoping just this once you'd talk like a real person.
The views of the world are many. A lesson you will learn soon. Perhaps before you reap the experiences of life, you would bestow a kindness?
Did you just ask me to do you a favor? If so, sure, why not? I mean, you are the village elder. You've done many. I really wish you'd look at me when I was talking to you.
The plants of dark soul have infested my garden again. Many seasons have touched my bones, and I am too frail for the fight which is eternal in nature. I ask that you be my champion.
Did you just ask me to weed your garden? If that's the case, okay.
May the gods bless your efforts, chosen. May your aura grace my presence when the earth breathes clean again.
I swear, Hakunin is one of the most intelligent individuals living in this entire village. I think he's just fucking with us sometimes. I don't even know, guys. I take it you want to see me again when I'm done? You could have just said so, you know. Okay. And now for the greatest fight to ever graze the history of humanity. The Plants of Dark Soul. But that'll have to wait for next time, folks. I think this is a good series opener. We're done here. Toodaloo.